How's everybody doing today? I want to talk a little bit about CRD, also known as chronic respiratory disease. Okay, this chronic respiratory disease is an influenza that gets into an animal, especially poultry. Okay, and when it gets into poultry, they seem not to breathe right because their lungs are congested with the chronic respiratory disease. Okay, they can't breathe right, because of the CRD that's in them. It's an infection that's carried by birds, from different types of places. Turkeys carry it, pheasants carry it, a lot of birds carry it, and a lot of birds, especially turkeys, are carriers of chronic respiratory disease, and they transmit it to our game fowl. Okay, so when you see a rooster on your yard, gasping for air, or he's got a smelly discharge coming out of his nostrils, this is a chronic respiratory disease. You can also tell in his eyes. He'll have a bunch of little bubbles around his eyes, coming out of his eyes, and if he doesn't have any symptoms, you can take your fingers and cover the nostrils for a little bit and kind of block his air passage into his lungs. And the majority of times, the ones that aren't carriers won't show bubbles around the eyes when you restrict his air passage. Okay, but the ones that do carry, you can cover his nostrils, and right away you'll see bubbles coming from around his eyes. A good injectable for chronic respiratory disease is LA200. LA200 is good. You're supposed to give this for 3 consecutive days in the breast. Okay, I normally give them about half a cc, and it normally takes care of the chronic respiratory disease. Okay, you can also use Tylen 50. Tylen 50 works just as good if you can find it. Okay, but the best injectable that you can get out there is Baytril. I don't know if they sell it in the States anymore, but if you ever travel to Mexico, you can go into the veterinarian places there and get Baytril. I used to use Baytril back in the day when I could get it. Okay, I normally like to inject my chickens during the pre-keep just to make sure that their air passages in their lungs are able to open up and they're able to breathe the way they're supposed to. Okay, so this is just something I wanted to share with everybody today about chronic respiratory disease. Okay, chronic respiratory disease can be preventative. It can be prevented by finding the vaccines and giving your vaccine during babies, during while they're small. Okay, but there again, CRD, once your animal gets it, it's kind of hard for him to breathe, especially when he's doing battle. Okay, so this is something I wanted to share with all the beginners and all the old people out there that don't know much about chronic respiratory disease. Y'all have a good day.